So here they are, my Comet Racing Leathers. Ordered them from Comet after seeing some other racers here in Colorado running them. You probably noticed on the Comet website there's a number of Colorado racers running them, and saw them in person, thought they were really sweet, and I was definitely ready for some new leathers. My other ones didn't fit me very well. I have some backup leathers here, an old set of Techniques, been low-sided in those once, crashed in those. Got a backup set of AGVs here. So, didn't really like the way the AGVs fit. My Techniques were a little bit too small for me. I gained some weight. And so I was sort of in between sizes. Everything I tried on the rack just wasn't going to work. I went to the local dealership and tried on Alpenstars, tried on Revit, tried on the Tai Chis. I tried everything. And I knew I needed to get something custom. I looked at maybe some custom ones for Alpenstars, and they were like $2,500 if you got the airbag version. And it was just like, man, I didn't want to spend that much. And I looked at some other brands that are out there as well. And the thing is, you're really down to two countries that these are coming from: Pakistan or from Italy for the most part. There aren't really many, if any, made in America. So, that was kind of important to me until I did the research and realized that it doesn't really matter anymore. Because 70-80% of them come from Pakistan nowadays anyway. So if that's important to you, you're going to be disappointed no matter where you look, because that's where they all come from, right? So given that, I looked at some Heroics, and that's another brand that I was familiar with, and the Comets. And one of the things that was a really big deal to me was I had these AGVs worked on by a local shop here, and the guy is a master at fixing racing leathers out here in Colorado. His name is Nate Butler, and his shop is called Blood Nickel. You can find them online. If you need your suit repaired, that's the guy to send your stuff to. Amazing. I got these AGVs used, and I needed to get the zippers replaced, so I took them there. And, I asked him what were his thoughts on some of these different brands that are out there. And one of the things that he said about the Comets, which got my attention, was that he said, I used to make custom leathers for people. It would cost over $2,000, but I can't build the armor and some of the other features that people are looking for into the ones that I would make. And he said, compared to Heroic and some of the other brands, he felt the Comets were much better made than the other ones out there. So I was surprised to hear him say that, especially about Heroic. I thought, it was a great brand. I know the guy, but after seeing these in person and just being really impressed with them, I thought I'd give it a shot. So I went through the order process. And up until this year, I was mainly a track day guy. This is my first year racing. I've raced 6 full weekends in these leathers, and I've podiumed every race. So, I'm not a slow guy, I don't think. I'm out there winning races and doing well with them. And so, I placed the order. It didn't take too long. I think it was less than 2 months. I got them in. I was pretty impressed with that, not bad. And I had a set of leathers that I could use, and I used those, I think, in my first practices of the year. I used these AGVs. But they came in the mail, and they come DHL from Pakistan, which is kind of interesting, but that's where they're manufactured, and they're literally shipped directly from there to you, DHL, and you get a tracking number. The tracking was accurate, it came right to my front door. No issues with that whatsoever. So got the leathers. Whenever I do a review, I only give 100% honesty. So if anything's wrong, I'll tell you. And I did have one minor thing wrong. It ended up being very more minor than I thought it would be. But in my very first race weekend with the Comets, I had one zipper come unstitched on the leg. And when I took it to Nate, the guy that repaired my zippers on this set of leathers, he looked at it and he said, you know what, this could have been a simple bobbin running out of thread, because the holes are there and there's just no thread on this one part. He was actually able to restitch that zipper for me, hit the exact holes that the manufacturer had put in the leather for the zipper, and he didn't even charge me. It took him 5 minutes. He said, you can't blame the manufacturer for this because it's really just a fluke thing. You know, I thought maybe the zipper had broken, but it wasn't that at all. It was just stitching. So that's the only thing I've had to do, was just get that one zipper stitched. Talk to other folks that have Comet, they haven't had the issue. So hopefully, you know, that experience I had was a unique one to me. My bike is a funky purple color. We got an R1. It's pretty decked out and have a custom paint job. It's pretty distinctive. And so when I got my leathers and I was picking colors, of course, you know, there wasn't really an accent color that matched that. I actually, Comet asked me to send them a photo of my bike, and I did. And they matched the metallic purple in these the side areas of the leather. So I couldn't be happier with that. You know, they came in and the leathers actually matched my custom paint job on my bike. Really pleased with that. On the back side, turn it over here. The back side's got my last name silk screened on there. The hump is really well done. It's got some back protection built into it. You can still use your back protector, but really love the way that they fit. Have no issues with them at all. The leather is durable, it's soft, it's thick, it's just what you're looking for, I think. Fits like a glove. You don't want leathers that are too loose. They're definitely not too loose, they're not too tight. With all the dimensions that they ask you for, you get something that's really custom made for you, which is what, you know, how can you beat that for the price, really? And the quality, it's pretty outstanding. So they do come with knee pucks. They're, you know, I'm not familiar with that material. They look like they're fine, right? But I opted to go with the Woodcraft ones, or was it Woodcraft? Let me see, forget. No, it's the Chicken Hawk ones, my fault, sorry. The Chicken Hawk ones. So, you know, you can put any knee puck on there you want. I've tried a bunch of different brands. I really think that these Chicken Hawk ones are the best. They slide real well. They last a while. You know, they're pretty hard. And I just wanted to go with what I knew, so I just put a new set on there before the last race, and I go through them, right? So a couple race weekends, and you know, they're gone, pretty much. But yeah, I mean, the stock ones might be fine. But the nice thing is, you know, the Velcro is really good. Velcro hasn't ripped off at all, and been real happy with the performance of how they've held on there. So sometimes that's an issue. You get some brands where the Velcro really sucks, and you know, it's, if you're a street rider just doing casual track days, maybe that's not important. But if you're racing, it's really, really important. So the liner's real nice inside. And they're easy to get on and off. I like the way that the cuffs are made. I like the stretch material here too. And they don't, the Velcro, it just stays closed. The collar is real comfortable on these. It's not, doesn't choke you. It's got some neoprene up around the edge in the back, where some of my other leathers would crowd the back of my neck with my helmet. I run a Shoei X14 helmet. I don't have any of that crowding issue with the hump on the Comet like I do on the AGV. It's really distracting on the other leathers that I have when the helmet is hitting the hump. You know, it's just it's tiring. It fatigues you. So you know, not having that issue allows me to race more comfortably, turn my head, and I just don't have that issue anymore. And it's just such a liberating feeling not having that challenge anymore. So, anyways. I am a brand ambassador for Comet, full disclosure. Gave me a little discount, you know, when they were first coming out and getting, you know, riders on board that are actually racers, and, you know, had to give them my racing license to show that I was a real racer. But I'm out there racing in them, and we got one more race this year, hoping to probably get another set of these. You know, I like them that much. I don't have any reason to use another brand. This is a great brand, and you know, it's part of my whole race program. I mean, they match my bike, my outfit, and that might sound silly. It might sound like, you know, you're a slave to fashion or whatever, but everybody knows the purple bike now. You know, it was kind of distinctive when I did it. It was just kind of a fluke, but it stuck, and just having everything match. Makes it easier to get sponsors. I'm sponsored by Cycle Gear. I'm sponsored by Apex Racing Development, K-Tech, Hustle Hard Racing, Moto Million. So I've got quite a bit of sponsors helping me out. Comet being one of them, and really appreciate their help. But I just know I would not represent a company that sells a product that I don't believe in. And I've had these for a while. This is the first time I'm doing a video of them, and I've done 6 race weekends already, and it's just, you know, I wanted to try them out, make sure the zipper thing the small zipper issue that I had worked out. It did, and I wanted to make sure that they held up, and they have. And I couldn't be happier. I really couldn't be happier. So if you're on the fence, maybe this, you know, will help you make your decision. But I wouldn't hesitate getting them. I've tried a bunch of brands, and I'm, you know, really out there racing in them. So I wouldn't just tell you to get them if I wasn't actually using them and I didn't believe in them. So thanks for your time, and hope this video helped. Thanks.